Welcome back to Bowl TV on Extra Frame for the 2017 U.S. Women's Open taking place at Plano Super Bowl in Plano, Texas. My name is Aaron Smith, working alongside Emil Williams Jr. and Matt Cannizzaro this week here in the Metroplex. This is the second round of qualifying for A squad, game number 1 of 8 for their second round. We've already had B squad earlier in the day kick things off on the fresh. C squad just got off the lanes. Now A squad gets their opportunity at the double burn. All competitors this week, 114 of them, will get to experience the 43-foot condition being used this week in 3 different stages over the course of 24 qualifying games to get down to the top 38 to make the first cut. So each player will get 1 opportunity on the fresh condition, 1 on the burn, 1 on the double burn. So this is, as the final squad of the day, considered the double burn. So the lanes were oiled this morning before the opening block, have not been conditioned since. So definitely tests the players' versatility over the course of qualifying. Goal to make it down to the top 24 for round-robin match play before finally getting to the stepladder finals. Top 5 will do so after 56 games. The finals will air Sunday on CBS Sports Network, noon Eastern. 1 of 4 shows being taped. That's the only live one, though. We will also be taping the PWBA Orlando Open, St. Petersburg Clearwater Open, and a nationwide Rochester Open. So thanks again for stopping by. We're going to get you a recap of everything going on here, including a look at our featured players here behind lanes at 23 through 26 at Plano Super Bowl. But hang tight, get ready. 8 games of qualifying coming up next here on Bowl TV on Extra Frame. All right, we're starting to settle into game 1 of 8, A Squad round 2 on the double burn here at the 2017 U.S. Women's Open. 5 out of 6 for Ashley Galante. She actually led the way in A Squad yesterday. Got out of the gate strong, plus 217 for Galante. Got off to a really strong start. 276, actually had the front 9 the first game on the fresh yesterday. Ran into a little bit of trouble at the end of the block. Finished with 190 and 178 to still average better than 227 for the day. Chat with Ashley really quick. Said she gotten lined up early, found a ball that really had given her a good look, and as she moved pair to pair, use the tricks in the bag, if you will, to find different ways to stick with the same ball. Whether if the pair was moving a little or hooking a little bit more, getting the ball out into the lane a little bit further, using the loft to her advantage, or she didn't pick up a little bit sooner, just using the tricks of the trade that these talented players have to use. But at the end of the block, said front started going, down lane got tight, and just got a little tricked up. Finished with games of 190 and 178. But looking to continue that momentum she had the first 6 games. Getting the hit in the 7th. Joining Ashley on 23 and 24, we have Danielle McEwen, who's going to be very busy on Sunday, already qualified for 3 TV shows. Orlando, St. Pete, and Rochester, looking to make it the busiest day possible. Love to add one more show to it. Having some early struggles though, misses the head pin to the right. Their third, Laura Plazas, collegiate standout at Wichita State and represents Columbia internationally. Over on 25 and 26, our other feature pair, and that is Hall of Famer Tish Johnson. Looking for her second double. Good shot, gets the 1-2-7, that doesn't cooperate. She's bowling with Natalie Woodward Hall and Stephanie Martin. Looking around and see a few folks starting off strong. No 5, 6, 7, 8 baggers in a row, it appears, however. Had 2 300s in the opening round of qualifying, one in A Squad, one in C Squad yesterday. Haven't quite got there yet today, though. We had a front 9 earlier today. Juliana Franco is actually here on extra frame. Did not get the first shot in the 10th, however. And to my knowledge for the day, that's as close as we've got. Stephanie Martins joining us from Brazil. We have a pretty good international representation here among our 114 competitors. The number everyone attempting to chase after 2 rounds, 16 games in the books. Shannon O'Keefe has put together 2 very consistent sets so far. Went 224 over on the double burn yesterday, 233 over on the burned today to get to 457 over total for her 16 games. 36.57 the total. That's a 228 and change average. Just 2 pins ahead of it. Jody Wessner of Oregon, Ohio. Jody at plus 455. Aaron McCarthy had a monster block on the fresh today, plus 441. Liz Johnson, our 3-time defending champion, plus 436 in fourth. Brianna Cote, plus 416. Stephanie Johnson, the hometown favorite here in Plano, actually works at the center, plus 395 in sixth. Liz Culkin, our day one leader, in seventh, plus 392. Bertie Crawley from England, 8th place, plus 391. And Giselle Pass in 9th, plus 381. And rounding out the top 10, Danielle Vandermeer, plus 340. Bombs away for Galante here in the early going. Gonna have a chance to shoot at 278. Right here out of the gates. Great shot from Plazas. Unfortunate result though. Sends everything at the 9 pin. Nothing connects though. If you want to follow along with the 2017 U.S. Women's Open, there are quite a few places to do so. PWBA.com as well as bowl.com. You can find links there for live streaming. Obviously, you're already at the live streaming, so you know how to find that. But results, oil pattern, roster, rules, and more. And of course, on social media. On Facebook, the Professional Women's Bowling Association PWBA Tour, Sport of Bowling USBC, and on Twitter at USBC and at PWBA Tour. Obviously, one of the interesting aspects of all this is each squad gets one opportunity on the fresh, and they make their decisions, they do what they do, and that affects what everyone faces throughout the rest of the day. So Emil Williams Jr. was on the call for the early squads, so really didn't get to see how much players differed as far as where they were playing the lanes, what they were looking to accomplish, what type of ball surface. It does appear the players just a little bit further left already to start than where folks were ending around yesterday. Which tends to be the case at events like this. Players a little more conservative on day one. Everyone else kind of gets an opportunity to watch. There's Danielle. Grinds her way to 197. Big finish, all three in the 10th. Put on a spare shooting clinic there in the middle, just the one open, despite no single pin leaves. Trouble for Galante to start the 10th. Could have gone 278. Unlikely taking the 2 here. Dropping into the 240s, but still keeping pace with her overall tournament performance to this point. Plaza's hoping that one's going to lay off just a tad bit more. 4-7-10. 10th frame wrapping up on 25 and 26. Only using a handful of pairs throughout this technically 47 lane center, even though it's numbered all the way up to 48. They actually have a small addition to the center on the low end for lanes 1 through 7. More for parties and a little bit laid back. Got some couches, gonna have a good time. Then for the event this week, we are using lanes 9 through 34. One dead pair in there, 21 and 22. So you see that to your left. That pair not in play this week. Hall of Famer Tish Johnson going to wrap things up for us here and able to get the 8 to cooperate. Tish will take care of the spare 194. Stephanie Martins leads the way though, 215. Ashley Galante on our other feature pair, 243, the big number. Game 2 of 8 coming up next here for round 2 of A-Squad qualifying at the 2017 U.S. Women's Open. Everyone hang tight. We'll be right back here on Bowl TV on Extra Frame. Game 2 underway. A squad round 2 at the 2017 U.S. Women's Open. As soon as we get an update on standings, we'll let you know how folks on A squad are progressing towards the top of the standings. We saw Ashley Galante, our A squad leader after yesterday's opening round, fire 243 in game 1. Ran into some trouble in the 10th frame, could have gone 278. However, that'll get her up to plus 260, so moving closer and closer to that 457 over posted by Shannon O'Keefe. Looking to put up big numbers here for us in game 2 on 23 and 24. To your left, we have Camille Sikos stepping up on the left lane. She's joined by Elise Bolton and Adele Wanner. Bolton spent a few years on Junior Team USA. And Wanner, current collegiate standout at Vanderbilt University. Gotten to mention that university quite a few times so far today. They've put on, been able to bring a lot of players to the next level, and for those who aren't quite there yet, so compete for scholarship dollars. Nice shot there by Bolton, kicking out the 10. To the right, Megan Simon will look to clean up the 4-pin on a 25. Jen Higgins, who shot the first 300 of the 2017 event. Look for her first strike here in the 4th frame. Former Team USA member. Recorded some nice finishes in majors over the years, back-to-back 4th place finishes at the USBC Queens in 2013 and 2014. Last year, her first year out on tour, made it to the Tour Championship and was very close to taking home Rookie of the Year honors. Ended up getting beat out by Singapore's New Wei Fin. Their third is Megan Kelly. Got to see some great performances from Megan over the past few years. Still looking for that first win out on tour. Her mom, USBC Hall of Famer Linda Kelly. Of course, the U.S. Women's Open, part of the PWBA Tour, the 3rd major of the season. And last opportunity for players to really make a run at the Tour Championship, which is the 4th and final major, but invitation only. Only a few ways to get in. You either have to win an event during the season as a PWBA Tour member, or if you don't do that, we go to the point list after that. So you can find that bracket on pwba.com. Really an awesome way to end the season. Going to be big this year at Richmond Raceway. So hashtag Road to Richmond to follow along all year. It's going to be coming up in about a month, pretty much from today. That TV show also will be on CBS Sports Network, but we have a handful of players who have already secured their spots in the big show through wins. I'm going to pull up the bracket right now myself, and we'll talk about it. Another added bonus of having a solid year-long performance is if you are in the top 2 in the points overall for the year, you actually get automatically seeded into the semifinals of the event. So at the moment, Liz Johnson and Diana Zavyalova, who have both already claimed wins this year, currently 1-2 in the standings. Liz has a pretty sizable lead on everyone looking for a 3rd consecutive Player of the Year. The players with wins already: Liz and Diana, Kelly Kulik, Rocio Restrepo, then we gotta go a little bit down, or I guess a little bit further down as far as points go. So Daria Payuk, currently ranked 12th overall, or would be placed 12th in the bracket, winning in Detroit. Jen Higgins actually the last player holding on to a points spot in 13th place. The 3 players behind her, all out of the top, out of the top 16, but have won this year out on tour. 2 players from Malaysia, C.T. Rahman and Sinley Jane, in 14th and 15th, and most recently Birgit Poplar from Germany moved into the mix by teaming up with Jason Sterner at the Lucy, collecting the win there just a few days ago. So we still have some things that can shake a little bit with, obviously, this event. Points are double for the majors. And with the taping of 3 additional shows, there are some players who are outside the number who have the chance to collect a win. A few folks hanging around in points as well, so you never know what's going to happen. So for some folks, they will be eagerly awaiting the point list to come out after each of the shows there. But looking at a few of the shows coming up on the standard side in Orlando, Birgit actually the top seed for that, so she would have had another opportunity to make it back for the Tour Championship, but it's already sewn it up, but she can make it 2 titles relatively quickly. Also on that show, Danielle McEwen, Liz Johnson, and our hometown favorite here at the U.S. Women's Open, Stephanie Johnson, who actually works here at the center in Plano. So for Stephanie, she actually took off most of the year. Orlando was actually her first event, the 2015 Rookie of the Year. Stephanie welcoming second child into the world with her husband Chris. Daughter Kinsey Rose joining Levi in the family photos. So that was her first event back, making it back to TV just like that. So Stephanie would have a chance to win to get into the Smithfield Tour Championship. Danielle and Liz are in pretty good shape. We're going to say Danielle's name a lot here with these next 3 shows because she's on all 3 of them. So we look at the St. Petersburg Clearwater lineup. Shannon O'Keefe, the top seed there, in with points at the moment, but would like to add a 5th career win to the list. She's joined on that show by Giselle Paz McEwen and Clara Guerrero. And Guerrero, kind of a bubble player right now, based off of points. But definitely could add a few more onto that, make it a little bit more secure heading into those final weeks. Giselle Paz situation. Has only bowled a few events this year as a member. Would need to win to get to the TC. She'll be the 2 seed for that show. Finally, the nationwide PWBA at Rochester Open. A few more familiar names, McCune and Guerrero, back on that show as the 1 and 4 seeds respectively. 2 seed Shan Pluhowski has bowled phenomenally all year, but just lacking that W. So she'll be the 2 seed. Christina Zerbinski will be making her TV debut. Another player looking for a win to get in. Of course, we're a long ways to go here at the U.S. Women's Open. After today, we'll just be 16 games in of the 56 required to determine our stepladder finalists. If you're unfamiliar with the format here at the U.S. Women's Open, all competitors will bowl 24 games of qualifying over the course of 3 days, so 8 games apiece, each on a different phase of the oil pattern being used this week at 43 feet in length. So 1 block on the fresh, 1 on the burn, and 1 on the double burn, just 1 oil a day. After 24 games, we'll cut to the top 38 for 1 additional round of 8 games. After that, the top 24 will advance to double elimination, or excuse me, I'm used to saying that. We do a lot of events with double elimination, but round robin match play. So each of the 24 players will have the opportunity to bowl 1 game against each of the other opponents in the field for the chance to win the match for 30 bonus pins. If they tie, 15. If they happen to lose the match, they would receive 0, so chance to make up some extra pins. Then the final position round would be game 56. After that, the top 5 would be placed into the stepladder finals. Top seed having to win in just 1 game for the $20,000 top prize and coveted a green jacket that comes along with it. So I mentioned Liz Johnson has won the last 3 U.S. Women's Open. Has a total of 5 in her career. Has found different ways to win it each of the past few years. Already a near lock to take home a 3rd consecutive Player of the Year. Talk about a little bit this week. Danielle McCune already on 3 shows could possibly put her name into the mix if she's able to win a few shows and have a nice showing here at the U.S. Women's Open. You never know. Here's Nina Flack, front 9, a few pairs to our left, so I don't see Matt Canzaro over there, so going to run over there, capture her 10th frame in just a moment. Be right back. Game 2 of 8, A Squad, round 2, 2017 U.S. Women's Open. All right. Breaking news. Nina Flack, 300, the third one of the 2017 U.S. Women's Open. We'll work on getting that video up on PWBA's Facebook and Twitter pages, along with the Sport of Bowling USBC. So nice 249 for Elise Bolton to lead the way on 23 and 24. Just about done on 25 and 26. Scoring pace a little bit lower over there. Some struggles for Jen Higgins, who owned the first 300 game of the event. Max out at 167. So we'll get our final few shots here. Megan Kelly going to wrap things up. Not the way we were hoping there. Big four in the 10th. So getting a little tricky on 25 and 26. A little bit lower scoring pace for these players, though. They'll be happy to move on to the next pair. It's game 3 coming up next here on Bowl TV on Extra Frame. A Squad, round 2, end of the day. We still got 6 more to go before we're all said and done. So everyone hang tight, and we'll wait for our next group of competitors coming up next here at the 2017 U.S. Women's Open. All right, settling into game 3. Got some videos posted of Nina Flack's perfect performance in game 2. Gonna help her jump up the standings quite a bit. Was in the sitting around 60th or so heading into 10th game here overall. So definitely will push her in the right direction. We have some familiar faces and some new players joining us here in Game 3 on our featured pairs. Del Camille and Elise moving to one pair to the right. On 23 and 24, this is Erica McPhail looking to clean up the single pin. Samantha Kelly, a recent champion, USBC Women's Championships, along with a ITC title. Robert Morris, Illinois, a few years ago. Former member of Junior Team USA as well. Joined by Deandra Aspady, longtime Team USA member, 2012 USBC Queens champion as well. Their fourth, Nicole Trudell. Very solid player. The East Coast. Talk a little bit about Nina Flack. She was at plus 51 before that performance, so obviously the quick jump up to 151 over. With a few more games to go, definitely can get into that cut line heading into the final 8 games. Still a long ways to go to catch the leaders at the moment, though. 457 over for Shannon O'Keefe. But we got some updated standings through 10 overall games. For A squad, obviously B and C already in the books. Ashley Galante, a plus 265. Apparently the top competitor from A squad overall. Nicole Trudell making a run though. 225, 268 in her first 2 games here to get to 251 over. Anita Arnett at plus 214. Deandra Aspady plus 172. He's given a few pins back today. 203, 186. Sydney Brummett, Team USA and Junior Team USA member at plus 164. Jen Higgins had a rough game last game on 25 and 26, plus 161. Jenny Wegner from Sweden, plus 160. Elise Bolton, plus 158. Saw Elise go 249 last game. It's a real nice shot there. Pins do not connect with the 7, though. As we mentioned, Nina Flack, 300. Now gets her to 151 over. Actually start with the front 4 this next game before leaving a 7 count in the 5th. So we'd have to see some pretty big final 6 games. Someone's going to approach Shannon O'Keefe, but all the big scores came from the double burn yesterday. Had a first opportunity to watch Nicole Trudell this year at the USBC Open Championships in Las Vegas. Her and her teammates ended up moving into 2nd place at the time in team all events, which is a combination of each player's team doubles, singles scores all put together for 45 games. Team fell a few spots after that, but recorded, I want to say, a top 15 finish overall. I believe Nicole actually led the way for the group. A pretty demanding condition this year at South Point in Las Vegas. Now she is a player Emil Williams Jr. is looking forward to seeing out here on tour for a few stops. And as we mentioned, a 2nd overall for A Squad so far through 10. We'll see where that ends up placing her at the end of the day. We'll have a much better picture of where folks are sitting at. All groups are 16 in. Obviously players know they're going to face 3 different phases of the condition. Odds are they have their favorites. Sure, some folks are going to be looking to make up some pins on the double burn here. Going to play more to their strengths. Being able to open up the lane. However, a lot of that has to do with what the folks in front of them did throughout the course. Guess we're on game 19 of the day, along with a few practice, or I should say warm-up sessions, 10 minutes apiece prior to the start. DeAndre probably the furthest left we've seen any player yet. Had a pretty nice season for limited action on the PWBA Tour this year. It's really had her priorities change over the course of the past few seasons. Now, mother of two, Jersey and Madden. Still able to make a few stops from a TV show during the Midwest swing. Ball across about 24 or so at the arrows. Able to connect for her second double. Trudell pretty far left as well. A little bit closer to that fifth arrow than fourth. Tella's going to finish up a nice game of the two teens here in just a moment. Stand out at Vanderbilt University. Trudell and Aspady pretty close to how they're attacking them here. Obviously getting to cross, they could probably share a little information, helping each other out. Or if not, they can at least see what the other player's doing. Both finding success here in the early going to qualifying 2017 U.S. Women's Open. Shout out to the hardworking staff here at Plano Super Bowl. Jimmy Brooks, the proprietor, one of the greats. Staff has done a tremendous job throughout the week, making sure not only we're good to go here in the extra frame booth, but that Neil Milligan has everything she needs as the tournament director, and that these bowlers have a top-notch facility and championship environment to compete in for this great event. Samantha Kelly's been making some pretty good shots here. Carey hasn't gone her way. Able to get all 10 back there. waste no time transitioning to game 4 on 25 and 26. Still a few shots to go. 10th frame just about underway on 23 and 24. We will welcome Christina Zerbinski, Gloria Wood, and Kaylin Carl. We talked about Zerbinski a little bit. Going to be on the one of the shows here, Rochester. I saw Tish Johnson on 25 and 26 back in game 1. Trouble in the 10th for Deandra, unable to take all 3 of the 3-6-10. They'll finish at 2:01. Trudell with the split in the 9th. Also got slowed down a bit. Kelly can get to 2:13, up on 23. High quality shot right there.
Very impressed here with Nicole Trudell, but I haven't really been shy about my like for her game.
You have not.
Since last year when she bowled a couple of events.
But getting the ball to face up from that deep, that's one thing, but the way she got that 10 pin to kick out, that first shot, obviously that last one was dead flush, but obviously carry definitely becomes a concern, especially more on the women's side. The rev rates don't send the pins around as much compared to when we see the guys start to migrate to the left, but see a 10 pin kick out like that, that's just a high quality shot right there. That's just everything working correctly. Timing good. Getting on the ball clean. Right part of the lane. And you save those for the fill ball. But 219. Keep pushing her the right direction, the plus category. Early double for Zerbinski. Erica McPhail gonna look to get to 206. Looks like we did not get her name changed. So she is not Adele Warner, but we got you, Erica. Gloria Wood mixes them up in the third frame for her first strike. We had the opportunity to actually meet Gloria at the Open this year. Came out, said hi to myself and Mr. Cannizzaro. Big fan of Bowl TV and Extra Frame.
Certainly appreciate that, Gloria. I do recall that. In passing, I was just like, wow. I should have known, honestly, that you guys are certainly recognizable.
This is one of the few things I can ever brag about. Was when we saw Gloria, and we talked to her for a few minutes, and that was really, not sure about Matt, but my first opportunity to meet her out in Vegas. And we had a few pictures made up from the squad room video that we did this year.
Oh, yes, you did.
Yeah, we did. Yes, you have one in the live stream kit as well, but we gave it as a gift, signed it to her, and she actually had it with her this week. So that was cool. John was happy with that one. All right, just about ready to get game 4 underway on 23 and 24. Let's welcome 2017 U.S. Amateur Champion Julia Bond, along with Ann Sperling and Grace Hall. Julia, standout at University of Nebraska. Longtime Junior Team USA member, but also earned a spot on the adult team with her performance in Las Vegas back in January. And gets just enough 2-8 to stay clean after one. For those of you just tuning in, I'm Aaron Smith alongside Emil Williams Jr. and Matt Cannizzaro here for the 2017 U.S. Women's Open. We are at Plano Super Bowl in Plano, Texas. This is round 2 of 3 of qualifying for all 114 competitors. 8 game blocks over those 3 days make 24 total qualifying games before we cut to the top 38 for an additional 8 game block. After that 38, we'll cut to 24 for round robin match play. Another 24 games with bonus pins included. All that 56 games and more will determine our top 5 for Sunday's stepladder finals, which will be live on CBS Sports Network at noon Eastern. So this is the final squad of the day. 4 more games to go. And we'll know everyone for 16. How about that, Emil?
It's a lot of games.
There's a lot of games.
Seen some nice scores, some nice pin action there for Caitlin Carl. So take it. Nice number put up earlier by Shannon O'Keefe, which preceded the nice number that Erin McCarthy put up, and Liz Johnson for that matter.
.457 over the number at the moment. Now for Shannon O'Keefe. She made one of the shows coming up, right? Was that St. Petersburg?
She did. That is correct.
So with the way the shows work, we've had Shannon on shows in other capacities this year as part of the broadcast team. She's been the sideline reporter for a few events here. So for Shannon, I don't think she wants to be a sideline reporter this week.
Nope.
So based off the St. Petersburg, I believe she was the top seed for that. She won't have to worry about the late two shows. She's able to make the finals at the U.S. Women's Open here. All bowling. No sideline reporting.
She would be off from her other job.
Shannon's so
and not the coach job.
Shannon's so cool, she'd probably do it like the extra shows, but with the rotation we have in place, that's how it works. But definitely a long way to go, and Shannon realizes that. She's been close to this title quite a few times. Most recently back in 2015, what some could call maybe a life-changing defeat, if there is such a thing. Got Shannon, the top overall seed, ended up falling by a single pin to Liz Johnson. Have the opportunity to close out, and I believe left a washout. Made a good attempt at it, but did not have the head pin connect with the 10 when she sent it over there. Liz did Liz things and got to the number, but the motivation from that certainly was clear and present. 2016 campaign, 3 wins, including one of the top emotional moments of the year for sure. Thinking about her win at the Sacramento Open, I believe it was. First individual win since or on the relaunch tour. And definitely pushed an already unbelievably talented player just to that next level.
Yeah, sometimes it takes those kind of things to get you in on that hump and that mindset. You certainly don't want to go through those type of things, but it's part of it. It's part of sports, part of life. I think she learned more about herself. Also, then as a coach, able to use that as a teaching tool for her players. Always positive, so she will find any way to turn the negative into a positive, especially help and teach her student athletes and herself. I think she inspired a lot of people when she won the nationwide Sonoma County Open last year.
For the few she didn't already inspire.
Correct.
Christina Zerbinski, 6 out of 7 to start. If you heard a laugh after her last strike, that was giddy with excitement. That was husband John. Sitting right in front of us here with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Del Valle Jr. No doubter right there. For Christina, trying to get back into the mix here. Had a rough opening for opening day, minus 104.
Really?
Started off with 216, and unfortunately that was the high point score-wise of the day. Giving a few more pins back, minus 131 at the moment, but momentum could be favoring an upward direction very soon, though. She strikes away, getting into the 270s. Julia Bond makes it 4 in a row after the spare to kick things off. Very nice shot there from Grace Hall. I think she's done a few stops this year, right?
Yes.
Another young player just trying to gain some experience, kind of see where she stands out here, but pretty solid game though.
Definitely has the tools.
This trip not too far away for Grace, coming out of Oklahoma City.
OKC.
Party with PG-13 and Russ.
Oh, I should
We're going to a game this year. I'm just
ask about that. Yes, also to that point.
That's happening. This is unrelated to bowling at the moment, but that was an important thing I wanted to get out there. Now it's in public space.
Went to the University of Central Oklahoma. Studied business administration, legal studies.
Shot unfortunately skidded a little bit too far before picking up. 2-4-10. shot there from Ann. Got to see her at Senior Queens a few months ago. Whoa. What just happened there? Not sure what that noise was. But we got to see Ann back at the Senior Queens a few months ago, is what I wanted to say. Except I had to say it much slower. Had a nice showing there. Making it to the elimination bracket. Collecting a few W's.
All right, Trubisky will be in the 250s. Good shot.
Christina tries something different on the fill. 255.
Is it already game 4? Is that right?
It's already game 4.
Wow.
We're cruising along. Joey Bond leaves the flat 10 second in a row after a string of 5 in a row.
Nice inning shot there from Kaylin Carl.
Great cover there, and Sperling
How about that?
taking care of the 6, 7, 10. With the fans at home.
Spare shooter.
Did you just make a new song?
Nah, I don't think that was new. If anything, might be remixing it at best.
Felt more like the R&B version, actually.
R&B spare shooter. That's all I'm gonna give you though, unless you're gonna sign me.
Can't afford you. Cannot afford you.
You know, I used to be lead singer for the Stylistics.
Stylistics.
Yeah.
I was unfamiliar with that.
Yeah. That's all I'm gonna give you because unless you kept the paper in front of me, the contract.
Contract. One stylistics performance for the ride home.
That's a very good RB group. Shout out to the stylistics.
There's a better 10 pin. That was that for Bond. Rung that one, but still left standing. I'll be in pretty good shape with this game though. Still has a chance to get to 247 with the spare.
There's a lot of cheering going on, which is fantastic. But every time it happens, you know, we immediately look in that direction to make sure we're not missing anything.
This is factual. Obviously, a lot of you have events like this, a lot of opportunities for local folks to make their way out, support the local competitors. Talked a little bit about it earlier during middle squad today, featuring Stephanie Johnson, how also local. So local, in fact, that she works here at Plano Super Bowl.
Indeed.
So cool opportunity for a lot of the folks she gets to see on a day-to-day basis to get to see her in her other element competing here. There it is. If I could throw the ball that well once in my life, I'd be content.
Yeah, I said this a little bit yesterday, but we share the same ball driller / coach, personal coach. And so I do recall seeing her in high school at the Mullen Center practicing, and to see her where she is now is pretty cool to kind of see the development over a few years, which it seems like a few. It hasn't been that long. She's a senior to be. She'll be a senior when school starts at Nebraska.
Sorry, claimed the national title for the Cornhuskers in her freshman year back in 2015. She's made it back to the championship match each of the past 2 years. Has found runner-up finishes in each of those appearances. Julia finishes off the 2:37. And Sperling 159, Grace Hall gets a 2:02. Had the one split and the one miscue on the single pin in the 9th frame. Finish up with that strike. We'll call it a wrap on 4. Let's prep for 5. 2017 U.S. Women's Open. Taking place Plano Super Bowl, Plano, Texas. This is A squad round 2. A few more games to go for all 114 competitors. I have 2 rounds in. Have a clear picture of what our cut line is looking like. Heading into tomorrow's final round. Starting bright and early, 9 a.m. Eastern. 8 local time here in Texas.
You sure?
Start time?
Yeah.
No clue. You're the one who was here earlier every day.
You're right.
Just assuming.
Does start at 9 a.m. Eastern.
Cold,
when
man.
that alarm goes off this morning.
That's cold. Try to play me like that.
Every now and then you got to create a little intrigue.
Little intrigue. More like a little, oh goodness, what did I write in the press release last night?
That's important. Got to get it right for print.
Holy cow, it's Matt Cannizzaro, everybody. He's so sneaky, didn't even hear him.
I don't know if I like how he just rolled up on us.
His intentions were malicious, I feel.
You just don't really know with that guy. All right, Danielle McEwen. This opening shot. Actually, Galante Laura Plazas.
This is actually our second time getting to see them. They kicked off this broadcast on 23 and 24. Go see what Matt Cannizzaro wants. He doesn't just walk over to say hello or take selfies, so.
All right, good shot there from Plazas. For Wichita Stater. From Colombia. McEwen. Oh. And almost 8-10 there. As Aaron mentioned prior to, you probably have seen it by now. Nina Flack shot the third 300 game during game 1 here at Double Burn Squad. This is the A squad, excuse me. Everyone moving pairs being done on the high end of the house here to our right. That's the reason why it sounds a little quiet. Nice bowling going on. Galante, who led 8 squad yesterday, finished the day at plus 217. Let's see where she is currently. At 243, 205. First couple games. So take care of the spare here. Game 5 of 8. TV on Sunday. High end, a complete high end of the center. In prepped, TV will be in here pretty soon. Friday. Maybe actually Thursday night. Will begin Friday. There'll be some setup taking place overnight. Saturday, it's all but ready to go, and of course Sunday, the final nooks, crannies, finishing touches go early Sunday morning before the showtime. Bree McPherson, Sydney Brummett, Danielle Walker, and Summer Jasmine coming up here on 25 and 26. All right, good shot there from Galante, but struggling here. From the right range to the pocket, a couple 4 pins now on the left lane. McEwen has left a couple 10 pins now on the right lane. Tish Johnson. Got some great support, fan support here tonight at Plano Super Bowl. Tish is to our right, one pair to the right, 27 and 28. Sorry about that, misspoke. Forgot to mark off Danielle Walker. She's not with this cross anymore. She is with and on a different pair. So just Brummett, Jasmine, and McPherson. Really enjoying the support here from, not sure who it is. Some great fans who really like Tish Johnson. And making their presence felt. A solid shot there from Plazas. Of the 3 players here, only 9 counts of the non-strikes so far. 4 pins, 10 pins, a 9 pin. Wow. That's a good way to start a new game on a new pair.
Make a pretty good shot and get a pretty awful break.
Well, Aaron, it's I got that feel. It seems like about game 5 every squad, every block. There's just like minor something that comes across the settee area here. It's like a very small, minute lull. Everyone's kind of gonna make the switch and realize that they're probably just halfway through the block and the grind of the U.S. Women's Open. And all of a sudden, everyone makes their way to their pairs. They start bowling. It's kind of like once you hear the pins and the balls, everything going back down the lane, everything starts to kind of get pepped up.
Yep, pep.
That's a good shot. We've said that a lot about Galante this game. She only has 2 strikes to show for it, but several 4 pins.
Just talking with Chuck Gardner right now, making sure those 4 pins don't creep up anymore. Well, you talk about that lull, and obviously these players have bowled a lot over the course of the season, but as far as I can recall at the moment, these 8 games, longest blocks of the year, correct?
That is indeed correct. Not even at the Queens. We go this long in regards to number of games for blocks. Of course, Queens with a different, obviously a different format, but the days can get long during match play, especially if you fall into the contenders bracket early and have to work your way, through the bracket. So it can develop into a long day. But yeah, this is what it's supposed to be about.
Tish Johnson has some big-time fans.
That's what I've been saying.
It was funny because she started over here, and the young man cheering for her was a little more subdued. That first game, he was a little shy. Now he's feeling it though. He's embracing the U.S. Open spirit.
Well, nothing wrong with cheering on a Hall of Fame champion at this event.
Nice shot there from Bree McPherson. It's my first opportunity to see her in action. I've seen the name in the standings the past couple of weeks. Making the trip from Australia.
Free throws are pretty good.
I would absolutely agree.
She had a pretty cool ball roll. She's been out for, I think, about 4 tournaments at this point. Basically, the end of the ending leg, basically, of the tour or the season, rather. I'm trying to remember if she bowled the Queens. I guess there's only one way to find out.
There is one way to find out. I'm going to go and say no. I know there were a few players from Australia, but I think that was Dina Buxton. One or two others.
Dina Buxton, Caitlin Colmaine, she started their season in Fountain Valley, if I'm not mistaken. Might have even been Sacramento. Oh, slap it out. Well, Aaron, as we look at the points list, man, you really made a great point when we were talking about Leanne earlier today. In regards to, it's a big week for certain players, and it's a big week for just about, let's say everyone, of course, but it really is in a sense, because some folks won't only chance they have is to win, to get to the Smithfield WA Tour Championship. Off camera, and Tish Johnson goes ahead and shoots, takes it off the sheet here. I mean, just got to thank the crowd in the back here. Our young guy doing his thing. Nonetheless, Nashi Galante is pretty far back in regards to points. She's 34th currently. High flush there for McEwen. But I mean, you never know. I think it's part of the intrigue here. You can go down the list from 13th or so on.
13th is Jen Higgins.
13th is Jen Higgins.
As the final player in the bracket at the moment through points. So and she's at 39,000 and change. Josie Barnes, a limited schedule this year. Due to becoming Josie Barnes. I think missed an event or two because of getting married.
She jumped the broom too.
Tanya not here this week. Brandy Branca and Brittany Smith. Liz Culkin. I don't think I saw Amanda Green this week.
She is not here.
She's not here, so. Sandra Gondora, who was our B squad leader after day one. Erin McCarthy in the mix. Deandra Aspady, about, now we're getting to the 12, 13,000 point range. I feel that's a stretch maybe at that point. That might start getting into must-win territory there, but.
Yeah, and it's hard to, I mean, you can't put a number. You know, even though we know what the number is if you win in regards to points. Oh, look out. Hook. Right, a little bit over the top there on the release. But, so, I mean, 25K points to the winner. It's money, Smith.
It is money. Tish is going to hire this little guy to follow him around everywhere. Danielle putting together a nice game here. Going to be the 230s. We have scores through 12 total games for A squad up online right now. Ashley Galante, 248, 249 the last two. Can get to 227 here. Connects on the first. It's got 362 over. Nicole Trudell at plus 306. Those are the only players 300 or better at the moment. Anita Arnett, 239. Deandra Aspady, 221. Nina Flack, 192. As is Jenny Wegner. Summer Jasmine on our feature pair, plus 171. Sydney Brummett, 165. Danielle McEwen, plus 162. Trouble finds Tish Johnson in the 9th frame. I was thinking 290 there. Ends up leaving the big four. Now Max at 252 this game. McCune finishes off 239. Galante 227.
We talked about a little bit in regards to Ashley's game. I mean, just a great physical game. Cashed 5 times this year. Only made match play once. Another player who is just really close. And to me, she looks very confident. Confident in her abilities to hit what she's looking at. So, I mean, you never know. This could be her week.
Starting to look like that. This has been 2 very impressive performances so far, and obviously has hit the spectrums of the pattern with the fresh yesterday, now the double burn. You kind of feel a player like Ashley's kind of been in the limelight for so long that maybe expectations over the years kind of weigh you down. It's a very good youth player. Made her way to, I believe, Pikeville in 2008. Claimed the national title, and then did the same at Weber in 2010. Still kind of waiting for that breakthrough performance here on tour, and I might be in the middle of watching it right now.
We'd love to have a breakout performance at the U.S. Women's Open. Doesn't happen a lot. That's why players such as Liz Johnson, Kelly Kulick, Shannon O'Keefe, we talked about how many times she's been on the show. Those type of players who, they're household names when you think about this event. Synonymous, if you will. Only thing missing those group of players, of course, for Shannon is to put one under the belt there, grab herself a win. Even Danielle McEwen has a couple top 5 finishes. AJ Ramirez, a couple pairs to our left. She's in the 260s.
One more shot for Tish. Bounce back with a double in the 10th after the big 4 in the 9th. So it's a shot 252 out there.
Go to Tish Johnson very quickly.
Hall of Famer, classic. Nice game, Tish. Whoa, it's Anthony Simonson.
How about that?
2016 Masters champion. Sydney Brummett still looking for her first strike here in Game 5.
Well, there it is, Aaron.
Connects. He's gone through a few different rocks this game. Just, of course, that rough break on the 7-10 to start the game. Just could not find the right matchup to see the ball shape she wanted to see to knock out all 10. Sydney a big year, winning the ISC back in April, the Intercollegiate Singles Championships. She was named Player of the Year on the collegiate ranks. USBC collegiate, I should say. It's part of the always impressive Wichita State program. Also some junior team at USA pedigree to go along with that. Hits not going Sid the Kid's way right now. Looks like Game 6 will feature Debbie Ayers, Angie Ramirez, and Anita Arnett over on 25 and 26.
I need a snack.
What type of snack? You got Panda Express today. Probably had some bowling alley food as well. Shout out to the Scratch Kitchen. They make some pretty solid scratch. Not gonna lie. Had some delightful meals so far this week. Plan on having a few more before it's all said and done.
Definitely positive there will be several more meals will be ordered, taken down. At the moment, though, a shot there from Sid Brummett, by the way. Oh, you're like a cookie or something.
Well, I do have good news for you.
Oh.
There are 3 snack choices sitting right in front of you right now in the cereal form. They're still in their original packaging.
You are correct. This is
like, what would it take to...
Here it is, the conundrum.
How hungry, how snacky would you have to feel to break into the collection, if you will?
I think I've got to feel pretty snacky. Can't do it yet. 2 back-to-back really good shots, and 1 strikes and 1 wraps a 10-pin from Brummett. And a couple opens in frames 9 and 10 for Bree. And then they gave what was a really good start.
sometimes. We've seen this throughout the course of the day. 25, or earlier today, Diana Z just could not get the ball to face up the right way for her game. Brummett, similar issues here, despite being different phases of the day. I want to throw that word out there, but I feel, once again, we talk about the grind of an event like this. That lull you speak of, that's going to hit every player at some point. There's very rarely is an instance where someone just has the flat-out look on every phase. For a player as talented as Sydney, it's about managing those phases. And, 170, going to drop a few pins. But at the same time, she probably felt pretty close there. I don't know if that's a ball change there. Maybe just a small move, slight speed change, tilt change, whatever it may be. So has 3 games to make it back. Final shot, game 5, will go to Summer Jasmine. And then game 6 all around our featured pairs. Get some loft there. 214 for Summer. Seems we get to see a few groups throughout the course of a block here, which is how skips work. So our competitors coming to join us. Megan Simon, Megan Kelly, and Jen Higgins making a second appearance today.
Aaron, I found 4 quarters in my bag. Nice shot there from Ramirez.
Uh-oh.
Talking about Angie a little bit here as well in that category. And I feel this category on tours is filled with some really good players. It's kind of all around that same area in regards to getting enough, experience. I don't think confidence is an issue, and it could be for some. Excuse me. I don't think it's a confidence issue for everyone, but that can depend on, the mental game for certain players. Could be a physical issue for certain players, but I feel like, Angie's in that category where we've talked about. She's kind of right there. She's consistently working on her game.
And we're back.
Yes, while we were away. Right before that.
You were mid-thought.
Yeah, I
Please continue.
was. I was. Debbie Ayers, but while we were away, four-bagger. But I was saying that Angie's to me is like right there as well in that close, and she made a TV appearance last season. It was very early in the season too, so that kind of gets you to thinking that that there'll be more of those. I'm sure she thought the same thing. But she works hard. Always trying to plan, kind of think ahead, and obviously left-handed, so thinking about some more strategy. And she even told me they have and I'm talking about they as in other lefties. She's very close with Christina Zabinski, for example. And they all kind of have a chart.
A chart.
A chart that they bowl an event just to help themselves out. Obviously, there's always less lefties. And so they try to build a chart to see where they may end up. So if they end up on a pair that another lefty may have hit, they can strategize and help themselves out.
Very interesting.
It was. It made total sense.
Oh, absolutely. And I think in so many events, and this goes at any level, the ability to keep notes while you're competing, whether it's just house characteristics or who you follow, goes a long way in helping players down the road. Whether it's knowing a pair maybe feels like it plays a few boards tighter for you, so you make that adjustment. But yeah, that's some dedication. Obviously, have a few southpaws out here on a regular basis, but I think your point that not too many. Obviously, the right-handers can pretty much watch where everyone else is going. Usually have one or two other players on that side to kind of help gauge ball reaction, whether even if the styles are a little different, how they get there. Still be able to tell what's going on.
All right, front eight for Laura Plazas.
How about that? Had a very, very top moment when Nina Flack shot 300 a little bit earlier this block. It's my second 300. Was also there for Jen Higgins when she got the first one. Had Chuck Gardner come by. And you had a Hall of Famer inspecting your cereal boxes there.
He didn't approve of the Cheerios. The plain Cheerios. I mean, just original, old-fashioned Cheerios.
Well, you look on the box. It's got milk. It's got strawberries in there.
Looks fantastic.
And you got to put a little work into the Cheerios, but they'll do you well. But Chuck came up, was making a point. Someone was not being the black cloud while someone else was standing right there, and that was Matt Cannizzaro. So I got a high five. Thoroughly enjoyed that moment. Because at the moment, for the media department, we won't count Jason Thomas yet since he's been away for a few days. He'll have opportunities tomorrow to up his game, but you were there for Christina Roseberg. I was there for two of them. Matt's he's living in the goose egg land right now. Four in a row for Megan Kelly after a ball change. A few early opens.
Really nice game going here for Debbie Ayers. Maybe another Hall of Famer from SoCal. She is in multiple Halls of Fame in San Diego and Southern California.
First met Debbie at the 2010 Queens. She led, I want to say, one of the opening rounds of qualifying. So first opportunity to do the whole interview thing that we do.
So that's at Syracuse?
That was El Paso.
El Paso. That's what I thought. I was going to say that. Oh, wow.
Looks like Jenny Wegner is going to have a chance to go 290. A few pairs to our left.
She's pretty good.
She's been known to throw a few strikes. World Cup last year. Definitely comes to mind. Looks like she got him to mix up the first shot of the 10th.
Boy, bookend 8-1 splits. That's just first frame was a 2-7, I believe. And then pocket 7-10. That's just, I mean, you talk about stopping momentum. I mean, that could be at least 240. At absolute worst, 230.
Samantha Kelly also striking a bit this game. Sparing the first, thrown 7 in a row after that. Also thinking 290.
Looks like maybe I was looking at the wrong score. Thought that was 290 in the bag already. Chris Johnson. Shoot 239 potentially.
Finding some momentum at the end of the block. I think there are a few players. When I watch Wegner, not too many players have that, use a Jay Billis term here, wingspan. They're just really long arms, able to create a lot of big backswing, a lot of speed, a lot of revolutions as well. Very impressive game. W. Ayers finishes with 247. Neither Arnett, one strike away from 246. I'll have to sell for 243, but nice games all around. 25 and 26. Summer Jasmine, 6 out of 7 to start, one pair to our right.
Good shot from Summer. Wrapped the 10 pin. Against Simon. Takes care of the 2-4-5. Six coming to a close. Where's Angie in the standings?
Well, after 8 games yesterday and 5 today, actually shot 268 last game. It's at plus 140, so she'll add another 22 on top of that. Hit the 262, or excuse me. That'd be impressive. That'd be a record or something to jump that much, but 162, excuse me. So another player in the mix of things. Update standings through 5 online. Ashley Galante plus 389. Overall leader for A squad at the moment. Nicole Trudell plus 308, the only other player plus 300 on A squad. Actually, Anita Arnett's going to get there now after this game. Was at plus 274. Deandra Aspady plus 250. Nina Fleck, 300 today. Plus 205, having a big block. Danielle McEwen, plus 201. We mentioned Yenny Wegner. Was at plus 193. Going to go up to 283 real quick there with 290. Summer Jasmine. Can still get into the 240s. She was at plus 185. Jen Higgins, plus 174. So she's going to stay right around there. All right, as we prepare for game number 7, looks like Nina Flack, our only bowler to roll 300 so far today, will be joining us. However, as a senior member of this live stream contingent at the moment, Mr. Williams. Gonna play that card and
wow.
offer you the option
Wow.
take care of the final 2 games. Or I'll take care of it.
Wow.
If you're ready to.
Kind of throwing his weight around a little bit. Not sure what to say.
Me neither. I didn't expect it. I'm living vicariously through Jason Thomas.
I mean, how do you feel after that? Like, is it like exhilarating?
I don't even know. I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Yeah, you are. That's literal. Yes. Sure. I should probably go home.
All right, well, I'm going to be the first to thank you for an awesome job today, as always.
Appreciate it. Thanks, viewers. I'll see you in the AM. I'll be here as we get the squads and the day started, as I have the past couple days. And so because of that, and some unfortunate circumstances, do some extra work a little bit. I'm going to go home, as Aaron has requested, or told, actually. The man told me to leave.
I told you out of love, though.
You did.
It's out of love.
You did, absolutely. It does take a lot for me to leave the workplace sometimes, so I'm very bad at that. So, having said that, Steve Urkel would say, I don't have to take this. I'm going home.
Well played, sir.
Or make like a tree and leave. He used to say that too. Nonetheless, I'll see you in the morning, sir.
All right, Mr. Williams, thanks again. We'll try not to break anything, since it is all your equipment.
It is not mine. It is ours.
Well, you're the only one who knows how to actually work it, so we'll try not to break it.
Well, just give me a call. All right, peace.
All right, everyone. Emil Williams Jr. signing off for today. Summer Jasmine did finish with that 246, so she's moving in the correct direction. Player we would expect to find some success here on the double burn. We'll head back to our featured pairs here. Final 2 games coming up next. There I mentioned Nina Flack. This will be our first look here on Bowl TV on Extra Frame today. Joined by Jenny Wegner, fresh off a 290. And Missy Parkin. Paired to our right, another group we've seen earlier in the day. Deandra Aspady mixing them up to start. Joined by Erica McPhail, Samantha Kelly, and Nicole Trudell. Quite a few strikes to start things up here in game number 7 of 8. Can't believe we're down just our final 2 games of the day. Now I have scores up through 14 games online. You can find that pwba.com/live or bowl.com/US Women's Open. Ashley Galante now at plus 400, so creeping closer and closer to that 457 total posted by Shannon O'Keefe. Let's see if we, Ashley is about as far away as possible from us right now. She's over on 9 and 10. We'll have to keep an eye, see if she can pop a few 230s, get to the number, or whether it will be O'Keefe at the top of the standings. Nicole Trudell with a big finish here. Could also get there plus 362. A talented player from Bridgeport, Connecticut. Anita Arnett plus 317. Jenny Wegner on our feature pair plus 282. We mentioned 290 last game, starting with their front 5 now. Excuse me, I guess that was 289. Did not get the strike on the fill ball. Andras Beatty plus 248, also on our featured pair. And Summer Jasmine, she was close by last game. 246 to get her to 231 on the right side of plus. Nina Flack, 300 earlier today, plus 208. Elise Bolton plus 203, and that's it for 200 or better on A squad. Make it 6 for 6. Nice shot there from Missy. First strike on the right lane. Currently at plus 35 for her 14 game total. So some work to do here. Back half of her qualifying block. Talk a little bit about the Tour Championship. Missy currently in the number due to points in 10th place overall. Doesn't have the win this year to make sure she stays in the Tournament Champions. Take a look at the actual points here. See if she's got a cushion built up. There's some space between her and Jen Higgins at the moment, the last player in through points. Missy at 52,000 and change. Jen at 39,460. Strong start from Sam Kelly. Mentioned put together a nice effort last game. So where she's sitting in the standings. Finished that last game at 258, took her to plus 69 overall. Fegner make it 8 in a row to start game 7. (3-6) stops the run. Definitely making her move here today. Players on A squad will be back on the lanes approximately 2:15 Eastern time tomorrow, bowling the Burn squad. If you're unfamiliar, maybe this is your first time tuning in for the U.S. Women's Open. For qualifying, players bowl 24 games over the course of 3 days, so 3 8-game blocks. Another nice shot there for Sam. And each block contested on a different phase of the 43-foot pattern being used this week. So they get one block on the fresh, one on the burn, which is considered the second squad of the day, and the third squad of the day, which we're watching right now, better known as the double burn. So the lane's conditioned just once throughout the day. Something a little bit different than the players are used to seeing week in and week out on the PWBA Tour. Usually 6-game blocks for the most part, with a re-oil in between for qualifying. So definitely having to test the versatility a little bit this week, but it is the U.S. Women's Open, and that is to be expected. Flag it open the last 2 times in lane 24. Sets up a double for the 10th. 223 max score for her. Should be a big booster for Missy Parkin if she's able to put together a few more strikes. push here near plus 100 all the way out, but 10 pin does not cooperate. Nina kicks off the 10th, mixing them up. Much better shot in the right lane from Yenny. Get the ball to push, save a little bit more energy. Gave the pins no chance upon getting to the 1-3. Quick plus 150. And the advantage of Wegner. 289 last game. Not going to be in the 270s. Probably be pushing plus 160. Top of what she had already done here in 2017. Had Anita Arnett on our feature pairs last game. Had gotten to 317 over, I think. 317. Had a chance to shoot 279, stepping up in the 10th. Looks like she left the 10 pin though. Max out 258. Getting closer to that plus 400 number. Seems like the few times we get to see Anita throughout the year, always bowls well. Former collegiate standout at Wichita State. going to be a great position here through 15. Expect her to keep it going. Has found a nice look here in the double burn. Low game of 204. As in game 4, along with 237, 229, 221, 235, and 243 today. If you haven't had the chance to follow us on social media, a lot of great stuff coming out this week. Look for even more starting tomorrow as we hit the final round of qualifying. On Facebook, Professional Women's Bowling Association, PWBA, Sport of Bowling USBC, on Twitter at USBC and at PWBA Tour. As we mentioned, Nina Flack rolling 300 a little bit earlier this block. That video up on all those pages to check out. 212 for Nina this game. Parkin 226. Big game from Jenny Wegner 276. Of course, keep an eye out bowl.com and pwba.com for recap story later this evening. Matt Cannizzaro going to be writing that today, so trouble in the 10th for Kelly. Creek Church is going to cause some trouble. Takes 3, going to finish at 208. Erica McPhail putting together a nice game 7 here. 242 still available. Deandra Aspady after the split conversion in the 9th, 205 max score. like a 4-9 to derail a pretty nice game here. See if McPhail can slide it over. Gives it a run, nice cover, Erica. Cindy Sutherland, Karen Marcano, and Ashlyn Herzberg will be our three competitors on 23 and 24 for Game 8, it looks like. .218 for McPhail. Nicole Trudell can get to 206. And still can get to 206 after coming in a little bit high. Finding the love on the carry though. Looks like this might actually be the last pair done with 7. Everyone else has a fresh game up there, so. So welcome to the 8th game of the block, 24th of the day, here on Bowl TV on Extra Frame for the 2017 U.S. Women's Open, taking place at Plano Super Bowl in Plano, Texas. I'm Aaron Smith. Currently standing next to Matt Cannizzaro and Neil Williams Jr. Great job today. He's got me back with you in the morning for C Squad's 3rd and final round. So everyone hang tight as we get ready. Game 8 coming up next here in Texas. All right, we're settling in here. 8th and final game of A Squad Round 2 qualifying at the 2017 U.S. Women's Open. USWO for short. Do something major. If you're hashtagging things. Introduced our players on 23 and 24. Ashlyn Herzberg, Cindy Sutherland, and Karen Marcano. 25 and 26. Tough break there with the 4-9. Kaisha Wegner. He's joined by Selena Broderick and Danielle Walker. Looks like we have scores updated through 15. Ashley Galante up to plus 426. Anita Arnett plus 375. Nicole Trudell, we saw her last game, plus 364. Jenny Wegner from Sweden, plus 358. Those are the only players who can catch. Current tournament leader, Shannon O'Keefe. So what's the number for Galante? Once again, 426. So she would need 231 to tie 232 to take the overall lead. We started off this game with a spare, followed by an open in the second frame. It was a split double 9 spare, so quick math would say that's a 246 max score for her. So still has some room, but not too much left to work with. Anita Arnett at plus 375. Need to be in the 270s, 280s. Nice shot there from Herzberg, a collegiate standout at Wichita State. Something we get to say quite a few times at this event. Wegner, nice shot in the fourth, bouncing back from the 4-9 last frame. So looking ahead to tomorrow, once again, the order going to be C Squad on the fresh. We've seen some players put up some numbers. Ashley Galante did so yesterday, leading the way for A Squad, and has continued strong on the other side, competing on the double burn tonight. Shannon O'Keefe highlighting C Squad, our current leader at 457 over. Jody Wessner 2 pins behind at 455 over. So for those two players, certainly have found ways to strike quite a bit. After the pattern has seen some games on it. So we'll see how they combat the fresh, something they'll have to deal with the rest of the way out. A squad who we're watching now. They'll finally hit the middle ground, if you will, with the burn squad. Possibly their chance to start making up some pins. The B squad has the burn. It'll be interesting to see how some of those top performers end up faring. Erin McCarthy, you could see a player with her ability to open up the lanes. Definitely finding some success further left as she gets, but she just she annihilated them on the fresh earlier today. 287 over, better than 235 average. She was our leader early on today, plus 441, still sitting in third place overall. On the other side of the spectrum, our three-time defending champion, Liz Johnson, obviously has found ways to do what needs to be done year after year at this event. So not too concerned about her once again. Plus 436 for her, she's currently sitting fourth overall. And of course, we'll start looking further down at the cut line. Could probably start that now if we'd like. So again, 38 players will make the initial cut to the final round of qualifying before another 8 games are bowled and players head into round robin match play. At the moment, Sandra Gongora had a bit of a rough day today. Only went plus 4. Put together a pretty big number on the opening squad. Plus 230. That's a 214.38 average. First player out of the cut at the moment, Brittany Smith, plus 221. So we'll get to see how much that jumps, stays the same. Great shot there from Danielle Walker. Split the 8-9 for the double. Matt Cannizzaro back. Looks like Shannon O'Keefe going to hold on to the top spot. Ashley Galante bowling very well here. Just not going to be enough to take the lead, so here's what we're going to do. Be sure to check out the PWBA Facebook page. That's Professional Women's Bowling Association -PWBA if you do not follow it already. Check that out. As soon as we wrap up here, I'll post a quick soundbite from Shannon O'Keefe from earlier today, talking a little bit about what it means to get off to a strong start here, and of course, a look back at some previous close calls at the U.S. Women's Open. Terrible break there for Wegner, working on 3 in a row. There's a 4-9 back in the third, now it's stuff 8. Working on some strikes. Even at 10:15 at night, crowd still pretty solid on hand here at Plano Super Bowl. 4-9 has been sneaking up a little bit too much as of late. Marcano joining us from Venezuela. He's had some pretty solid events throughout the year. Looking to wrap things up with a bang. Tough breaks like that will slow you down though. Karen plus 38 overall. For her 2017 event. Wegner very well could be looking at 7 in a row. Two tough hits on lane 25, slowing her down a bit. So as mentioned, we're going to post a quick recap video with Shannon O'Keefe. Get some quick thoughts from her as soon as we wrap up this block. And be sure to check out bowl.com and pwba.com later in the evening for a full recap, courtesy of the true MC, Matt Canzaro. A nice chat with Shannon earlier today, so we'll be taking a look at a few things. I'm not going to tell you about them, though, because then you won't read the story. Of course, we'll share those Sport of Bowling USBC, Professional Women's Bowling Association, PWBA pages on Facebook, at USBC and at PWBA Tour on Twitter. Please follow if you don't do so already. A lot of cool stuff on there. 300 videos. Had 3 of them so far this week. Looks like Galante got to 224 this game. That should put her at plus 450 overall. Looks like she'll move into 3rd. Behind Wessner and O'Keefe. Slew of 170 games. To wrap up competition on 23 and 24, 177, 177, and 178. Selena Broderick will have the opportunity to kick off the 10th frame in a moment here. Danielle Walker hoping to make a run at the washout. Nicely done. Wegner working on a spare, 217 max for her. She's made some really good shots this game and feels like a lot more than 2-0. So pretty much the only other pair bias, 27-28, also wrapping up at the same time here. So as soon as they toss our final shots on the 25 and 26, we'll go ahead and wrap things up for the day. Broderick finishes up with 172. Wegner in the books 204. Danielle Walker will have the opportunity to wrap things up, and we'll wrap things up here on Bowl TV on Extra Frame as well. 16 games in the books, 8 more to go before we make our first cut at the 2017 U.S. Women's Open. C squad will be on the fresh, A squad on the burn, B squad the double burn. 8 games apiece. We'll know our top 38 when it's all said and done. We'll have the cameras back on. 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. local time here in Plano, Texas. Emil Williams Jr. will be back, so the broadcasting will be much better. Self and Matt Canzaro will be back for the late shift. As this will do it, so that's the way to end the day. Strike Danielle Walker. And that will do it here on Bowl TV on Extra Frame. Big thanks to everyone for joining us throughout the day. We certainly hope to see you throughout the rest of the week, leading up to Sunday's live broadcast on CBS Sports Network, noon Eastern. Just a few lanes away from where we're at right now. So that's going to do it for now. behalf of Emil Williams Jr. and Matt Cannizzaro, who would say, that's the news for now, we'd see you on the lanes. I won't steal his line. I'm Aaron Smith. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you tomorrow here on Extra Frame. Thanks again.